In this short video, we will demonstrate a metaphorical explanation of how GPT works intuitively using a tale of potion. Believe me, no math background is required. GPT can spell out paragraphs of coherent content because it does one task superbly well. Given a text, what word comes next? Let's imagine we are role-playing GPT and feed it with this prompt. Sarah lies still on the bed, feeling. We want GPT to predict the next word. One reasonable answer is tired. How does GPT arrive at it? GPT does this by making sense of each word. To a human, to truly understand a word, you need to put it in the context of a sentence. GPT works similarly. It does that by making each word pay attention to the relevant words nearby. For example, for the word lies, words like bed, still, help contextualize its meaning. In contrast, the rest of the words like Sarah, on, the, and feeling perhaps are less relevant. We call this the attention mechanism. So how does GPT know what words each word should pay attention to? This is really the crux of GPT. This video will zoom into this part and explain it. To figure out what other words each word should pay attention to, each word is equipped with three things: query, value, and key. They are the backbone of the attention mechanism, which is the backbone of transformer. And transformer is the backbone of GPT, standing for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. If you understand query, value, and key in the attention mechanism, you will understand the basics of GPT. Query, value, and key can be hard to understand. Let's explain them through an analogy. Each word in the sentence, Sarah lies still on the bed feeling, has a potion. The potion is the analogy for value. This is some rich information of the word without yet taking into account the text around it. Each potion has a tag. This is analogy for key. The tag lists out identifying characteristics of the potion. Each word has a recipe, which is the analogy for query. The recipe lists out criteria of words this word should pay attention to. The recipe pairs with other words' tags. Each word has an alchemist. His job is to use the recipe and tags to identify other relevant words and then fill out a flask with potions from those other relevant words. This potion mixture is the output of the attention mechanism and makes sense of the word in the context of the whole text. Let's summarize this again. Query is the search criteria of what other words this word should pay attention to. Value contains rich information of the word itself. Key pairs with query. If the key matches well with another word's query, the other word should pay more attention to this word. Under the hood, query, value, key are a bunch of numbers, or in other words, vectors. In the attention mechanism, we multiply and combine them. But don't worry about the formula here. Our potion analogy will make this intuitive. Let's take the example of the word lies. The recipe for the word lies might say something like some flat surfaces, words related to dishonesty, words related to resting. Again, these are search criteria for words that the word lies should pay attention to. The alchemist of the word lies knows from previous experiences that these are usually characteristics of words that help interpret lies in a sentence. The alchemist then goes over all the tags of all the words. He reaches the word bed. Now the tag of the potion bed says, a flat piece of furniture. This is an identifying characteristic of the potion for bed. As a reminder, tags are identifying information of a word, and its job is to pair with other words' recipes if the two words are relevant. The alchemist of lies thinks, this is similar to some flat surfaces in my recipe. He pours the potion of bed in his flask. The potion of bed contains rich information of the word bed independent of the context. Just for illustrative purposes, it might contain information like tired, restful, sleepy, sick. The alchemist then goes over the text of all the words. If the tag is very similar to the criteria in his recipe, he will pour a lot of that potion into his flask. If the tag is not similar to his recipe, he will pour little of that potion into his flask. Finally, he also pours out of his own potion into the flask as well. That is, the potion from the word lies. Now his flask is full. The alchemist has paid attention to the relevant words and assembled this mixture. This mixture provides the ingredients that will help make sense of the word lies in the context of the text. In the next step, we will use these ingredients to actually make sense of lies. Like the alchemist of the word lies, other alchemists know to pay attention to the right words and combine the potions of those relevant words into their flasks. This is the metaphoric step for attention. To sum up, the attention mechanism enables each word to incorporate the meaning of relevant words in the context of the text. Now you know what this formula intuitively does. We match query with key. If they match well, we add in a lot of the potion from that word, which is the analogy for value. For each word, we repeat this match with all the other words in the context. Now that we have an understanding of how attention works, let's turn to the next component of transformer. Up to now, the attention mechanism enables the alchemist to pour the potion from other bottles. So far, we've simply stacked the potions together. We still need to mix them together to make sense of the mixture. Now comes the real chemistry. The alchemist mixes everything together and does some synthesis, which is an analogy for the process of feed forward. He notices interactions between words like sleepy and restful. He also notices that dishonesty is only mentioned in one potion. He knows from past experiences how to make some ingredients interact with each other to distill useful information and discard noise. After his synthesis, the resulting potion makes sense of the word lies in the context of the other words. Finally, we turn to the last core part of the transformer architecture. So far, each alchemist has been working independently, only tending to his own word. Now, all the alchemists of different words assemble and stack their flasks in the original word order and present them to the final linear and softmax layer. The linear layer synthesizes information across different words. Then, combined with the softmax layer, this step assigns every single word in our vocabulary a probability of how likely it is the next word. Words like exhausted, sleepy, tired will receive high probabilities. We then pick the top winner. This is a simplified version of how transformer works to predict the next word. To recap, for each word in the text, first GPT determines what words each word should pay attention to, based on how well this word's query matches the other word's keys. Then it mixes together those words' values proportional to the attention that word pays to them. After that, it processes this mixture to do some distillation. Finally, once each word is processed, we then combine the mixtures from all the other words to do some more distillation and make the final prediction of what the next word should be. Congratulations! You've already gained a basic understanding of how GPT works to predict the next word. Note that this explanation is metaphorical and simplified. Please refer to the paper "Attention is All You Need" linked in the description box below. After this step, to turn GPT into ChatGPT, there is one more step of fine-tuning, which we didn't cover in this video. If you're interested in learning more, stay tuned with Lili and Archerman Capital.